Welcome. How y'all doing? Yeah, y'all didn't know I was gonna come on today, did you? But I'm here. Um, hopefully, um, we're gonna tell some people that I'm live over here, or maybe not. Um, but I have some things I want to talk to you guys about. So I want to talk to you guys about something I did today and some things that I learned. And man, I think that's I'm gonna leave it right there. But I want to talk to you guys about some stuff. I want to share something with you. So I'm gonna give it a minute to see if people are gonna come on or jump on. I am really excited to talk about what I learned today and just chat about it. You know what? We're gonna do Sunday service on. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. We're gonna do Sunday service on Sunday, but I had to jump on today, and I had to just talk about. Um, I attended this financial conference today. This woman's financial wellness workshop today. And I just got back from there. I just got back. And I want to talk about money. I want to talk about money and I want to talk about manifesting and creating money, but I also want to talk about your mindset around money. And it was really interesting because there was so many diversity. There was a very diverse collective energy of women in the world. And I'm not in the world, my goodness, in the room. I'm sorry. And some of these women financial plans were their man, like their husband, their man, finding a man to get the money. And again, this was a really interesting workshop because it was women from all walks of life, right, all walks of life. Hey, somebody's here from Turkey. Hi there, welcome. um it was women from all walks of life, and so you know what, I know, hey beauty boss, glad you're here. There, I know that there's this thing going on right now where people are talking about, so we talk about on this channel manifesting, creating from a spiritual point of view, God prospering us, the prosperity that is ours, et cetera, et cetera. But when you attract and manifest that prosperity, you have to have a plan, right? And and I just want to tell you that a man is not your financial plan. I have to tell you that. As I sat there and I listened to these women talk about how they're looking for a man to take care of them, and they're looking for a man with money and a man. Listen, let me say this. There is nothing wrong with having a protector and a provider. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. However, if that's your only financial plan, if a man is your source and that's your only financial plan and you don't have any other plan, you got a problem. You got a problem. First of all, you have to know that God is your source of abundance, right? And so I really want to do some real talk, and I want y'all to hear me because this is so important. There's nothing wrong with finding someone to add to what you have. But the ultimate goal as women, the ultimate goal as people in general is to have your own, and then when you get a partner or a mate, etc., they add to it, which is why we work on our mindsets around here on this channel, right? Which is why we understand who our source of abundance is. God is your source of abundance. If by way you manifest a perfect relationship with a very rich man, and if God sends you a very wealthy man who is extremely generous and is ready to take care of you, hey, that's a blessing. Who's going to knock that, right? However, What if you have someone who's doing all those things for you, but they change their mind? They decide, yeah, I'm done with that. And you basically have not put anything away. You have not gotten to the place where you understand the flow of money. Your money mindset's not right. It doesn't matter where the money comes from and how the money comes. If your money mindset is not right, it's not going to stay. If you aren't a good steward of your money, it's going to go away. And I'm really intrigued with people who are teaching us as women to find a man to take care of you. What are we in the what century are we in? We can have our own things. We have the ability to choose, and we have the ability to tap into the unlimited source of abundance. And everything else that comes along with that is an added blessing. It's not, we're not going to sit here and manifest a man to take care of us. Like, I don't get that. I don't understand that. And as a woman, myself, with self-worth, and who loves everything that I am, I know y'all do too. I really don't want nobody being able to tell me what I can and cannot do with my money. Do you? Do you want to have to make a phone call and say, babe, I'm in the grocery store. I'd like to buy. Or, hey, baby, I saw this purse. No, you don't. You want to be able to look at this manifested, God funded bank account, right? Because my bank account is funded by God, right? People as vehicles, I manifest for the perfect clientele and God to send me the right people. I do all the manifesting from a spiritual standpoint. Same thing I teach y'all, right? But I like to be able to look in Fran's bank book, look in Fran's wallet, and see Fran's money. Now, Boo's money, that's just extra added money. If something happens, I know God has my back because God is my source. And in this conference, this was with a very, very big, well known bank. And I was one of the speakers, and there was a couple of other speakers. But there were really women in there whose master plan was not to look to the source of all abundance, but to find a man to take care of them. And let me tell you something, there is nothing wrong with that if that's your plan. But there is so much money in the universe, and we have the ability to have so much money. We can tap into it, we can call into it. And here's another amazing thing about money and us manifesting and creating the money that we desire is that it's your money, right? It's your money. It's not his money. It's not that person's. It's your money. So you have to get into alignment with what you deserve, how you deserve it, and how you're going to take care of it. And that was one of the things that they touched on, that you could be a millionaire today. Like, God could bless you and you could be a millionaire today. It doesn't even have to come by the lottery. A lot of people's game plan too was the lottery. A lot of people were like, oh, I'm going to win the lottery and I'm going to have all this money. Now, here's the deal, that could happen. You could win the lottery today. If your money mindset is not right, if you don't know who the source of your abundance is, the money's not going to stay. So y'all talk to me. Let's talk about this. Listen, I jumped on this on here for an impromptu live because my soul was rumbling about this. I was like, I got to talk to somebody about this. So I jumped on to talk to Fran's fan. What y'all talking about here? Let's see what y'all think. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Funny Money. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Funny Monkey. I call you Funny Money. So maybe you're going to get a lot of money and it's going to be funny. We'll hold that intention. Let's see. Let's see. Glad to join. Listening in the hospital from San. Okay. Layla recently had a stroke, so we are going to send her lots of love and good energy. So I just wonder what y'all think about this. What do y'all think about the plan and your money mindset? Do you really think that your money mindset could be like the master plan could be having a partner who has so much money that you don't have to worry about it? Or are you really working on having a strong foundation of your own money mindset and manifesting and creating what you desire? What is it that you guys are thinking? I would love to hear it because recently, so next week, I think, hold on, you guys, I'm trying team his send my team his name and we will put you guys on the altar. I apologize. Um I misread that. I'm sorry. Um so my question is what is your money mindset around manifesting and creating big abundance? Or is your financial plan to find somebody to take care of you? I just don't know how I feel about that. Because to me, God takes care of me. God is my source. If I have a need, if I have a desire, that's where I go first, right? I go first because you said you would provide all my needs. So I go there first. And then I get clear about what it is I desire in the way of financial. What do I need to take care of Fran, right? What do I need to take care of Fran's family, the people who work for me? What is that need, right? I get clear about that need. Then what do? I grab my journal. Y'all, this journal's so old and been written in so much. This is my worksheet journal. That's what I call this one. And I grabbed my journal and I start writing out my story, just like it is. Like, or either I'll write a letter and I'll say, okay, dear God, dear universe, dear higher source, dear infinite source of abundance, this is what my month is looking like. This is what I want to do this month. I've manifested something so big. I cannot wait to tell y'all and show y'all pictures, but I got to wait a little bit. But it all came from me getting clear about it. I didn't feel like I needed to manifest another person to help me do it. I wanted to do it myself. Our financial wealth and mindset and the security of our financial being is so important. It is part of your self care, it is part of your self worth, it is part of your self love. As women, the more money that we have, the more options we have. And I know that we don't talk about this part of it a lot. And I would love to know if you guys would like for me to get more into the financial planning part of it, because that's also a very mystical experience. Like, I was reading, I don't even know where my book is today, but one of my books about praying to prosper, right? And basically, it was just affirmative prayer to call in specific amounts of money, right? To manifest specific amounts of money. And within this book, it has a chapter for each and every need, for your medical, for your business, for your family, even for your groceries, right? When you think about the abundance in the universe and the way that we have the ability to call in things as we need it, right? You can call in a partner. You can call in a partner. I'm not telling you not to have a man. I'm not telling you not to have a partner. But what I'm telling you is that I want you to be financially independent and I want you to have a mindset around money that says, I have the ability to do this. I can do this. I can create as much money as I want. I can create as much business as I want. I can create whatever it is I want. There is so much money circulating in the universe, and all you have to do is tap into it. There's money everywhere. If I can manifest $25,000 in 5 days, y'all can too. Go back and check that video out. 5 days it took me. You have the ability to be as abundant as you choose, but you have to choose to be abundant. Let me see what y'all talking about over here. Somebody said that my plan is to create for myself with God. I love that. I absolutely love that. Tina says, I think people are looking for security outside of themselves. And you know what? Excuse me. We're going to talk about that a lot on Sunday service. Y'all know Sunday service is this Sunday. So y'all know that I had to be feeling something to jump on twice live. Yeah, I probably need to do this more. Just have impromptu talks because I feel it's important. I think that we are looking for security outside of ourselves too. And I think that that happens a lot when we are not connected to the source, when we don't really know who our source is. Listen, there's nothing wrong with having a partnership where you are evenly yoked, or if your person has a little bit more than you, etc. But what we don't want to be doing is sitting at somebody's table begging for something, begging for a meal, asking permission to do things that we are very capable of creating and manifesting and doing ourselves. Our mindsets around what we desire and how we desire it is so important as far as our financial gain is concerned. Do you know that you can take as little, first of all, I am a big proponent in telling you I tithe myself to wealth. I have a tithing notebook. I have how much I tithe. I have when I tithe it. I have where I tithe it. And I have the return. I call it my gifts, the gifts. That I believe in that principle. A lot of people don't believe in that principle, and that's okay. If you don't have money to tithe, you can tithe your time, your talents. But whatever it is, the law of circulation, the law of attraction, the laws of the universe say, whatever you give, you receive. It's just the way it is. If you give nothing, you can't expect anything. So if you are going to someone and expecting to have this fabulous relationship and they're just going to take care of you for nothing, it just doesn't work that way. I have so many clients that have been divorced, right? That leave a relationship of 20 plus years with no money because they never thought that that person would do that to them, or they never thought that person would leave them. And they looked at that person as their source of abundance instead of looking at God as your source of abundance. Honey, you can take $20 and put it in a high interest savings account and have $40 in a week. Those are things that manifestation teachers don't teach you. As you're trying to manifest this money, you also want to grow it, right? What good is it to manifest $5,000 if you have $5,000 in bills? You want to manifest $5,000 plus, and you want to continuously be in a flow of abundance. And that takes turning on the switch in your life that says, I am worthy of this abundance. God is my source of abundance. I am tapped into unlimited abundance. I am deserving of success and wealth and lavish abundance, whatever that means to you. You have to start to shift the perception because if you don't shift the perception, you're going to end up in the same space. Y'all got me. It's not that many of y'all on here. Y'all can ask questions today. And thank you for the super chat. Looks like somebody sent the super chat. I thought I saw that up there, but thank you in advance. But let's see. Uh, uh, uh. The name of the book, Tina, I'll put the link in here. Let me see if I can go over here and put the link. I'm gonna put the link to my bookstore in here. Um, because all of my bookstores, hold on a second. All of my books, um, bear with me, y'all. Look, I'm multitasking today. What y'all think about that? I'm using two computers and I have not um I have not lost y'all yet. Can you believe it? Let's see here. Let me go. I'll put the link in here. But y'all can keep asking questions. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. I really and I listen and don't nobody go and say Dr. Fran said I shouldn't have no man. Don't y'all go tell nobody I said that because I didn't say that. I'm saying that you have to be financially independent. And I want you to be financially independent in so many ways. And not only do I want you to be financially independent, but I also want you to be able to decide what you want and what you don't want. I want you to realize that, you know what? I can have this, and I can have this, and I can have this, and I can do this because I'm worthy of it. And I don't have to wait for somebody to give it to me. Have you ever had to wait on somebody to do something for you? I remember having to wait on somebody to do something for me. I remember somebody telling me that they were going to give me something. This was years ago. Years ago. Somebody told me they were going to give me something. And I was sitting there waiting on them to give it to me. I was sitting there waiting on them to bring it to me. And I said after that day, God, listen, you know, this is not my life. I know that this is not the life you have for me. And do y'all know that sometimes you just have to really talk to God? You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all act like y'all scared to talk to God. Some of y'all act like y'all scared to have a real conversation with God. Listen, I told God, I know that this is not the life for me. I know for a fact that this is not what you have for me. I know that. I said, and I want better. I have to have better. And you said that I could have better. So I don't ever want to be in a position where I'm waiting on somebody to do something for me ever again. And you know what? I started saying, I'm worthy of having my own. I am worthy of having abundance. I am worthy of having good things. Anything that anybody can do for me, I can do for myself. God is my source of abundance. And do you know, I didn't wait on anybody no more. I did not wait on another soul ever again to do anything for me. I could do it for myself. We have to understand that we are worthy of it, that there's no reason we can't have it. And when you realize that you're worthy of it, you'll start getting it. Let's see what y'all talking about here. Rose JP says we can have a partner, but we must also ensure that we have our own financial resources. You got it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So when I'm teaching you guys manifestation and creating money, because I'm really passionate about women being prosperous. I think that that is so important because for so long, all the money has been in the hands of men. Did you know that? Did you know that it wasn't until 2014 that women started becoming um, multimillionaires and billionaires and things like that? It didn't happen until about 2012 to 2014. And I'm not talking about family wealth, I'm talking about self made women. I'm talking about women like Rihanna and Beyonce and Taylor Swift and those type of women. And let me say this before y'all say, well, they're in the entertainment business. Hold on. I'm drinking my coffee, y'all. Let me say this. I'm not in the entertainment business. And I have told you, I've tithed myself to millions of dollars. I know 4 women that own businesses. One woman doesn't own a business. Excuse me. She doesn't own a business. She works a job, but she has used the stock market to make millions of dollars and has never invested in her life, but said, I know how to invest. Her affirmation was, I know how to invest money. I know how to invest money. God directs me to invest money. She's a millionaire now. The biggest thing we have to remember is God has no respective person about who can have it. And right now, money needs to be in the hands of good people. It needs to be in the hands of people who are willing to do good things with it. So why shouldn't it be in your hands? You can absolutely have a partner. You can absolutely have a relationship, but you don't want to be dependent upon that relationship for money. That's not your source of abundance. Who is your source of abundance? Is the man your source of abundance? Is your job your source of abundance? Who is your source of abundance? Stella, my goodness. Let's see. Hey, Keisha, welcome. Let's see. I put the books in there. Oh, I was going to tell you guys about this live money activation thing that I've been doing. So, I started doing the live money activation, energy activation clearings privately for private clients. And the reason that I opened it up to do it publicly live, where we're all on, on Zoom and everybody gets to talk and hold their intentions, everybody comes together, is because I realized that there is a shift of monetary gain in the world. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, everything is not about money, Fran. It's just about me being happy and being in love. And I just want a mate that I love and I just want to be happy. And that's great. Money doesn't bring happiness if you're not already happy. I completely agree. However, I would rather have what I needed in my life and not be out trying to figure out how I'm going to pay my bills and buy my groceries and then not have those things and still be miserable. Because if you don't have it, you're going to be miserable. And here's another thing I want to say to y'all. I'm going to say this too. Stop saying, I don't want money. I don't need a lot of money. Because you're not confusing anybody but yourself. The universe already knows what we want. God already knows what we want. And God wants us to be prosperous. So why do you think it would be better? I heard like 4 women today in this financial wellness conference say, well, it doesn't take a lot of money for me. So I'm okay with not having control of it. You don't want to have control of your own money? I don't understand that. You have to have control of your own money. And money is yours to have. And we have to be good stewards of that. And we have to have financial wellness. We have to have financial wellness, guys. What else y'all talking about? Y'all for quiet. Ain't nobody answering no asking no questions. Let's see. Oh, and here's another thing I learned about money today. Let me tell you another thing I learned about money today. I think that a lot of you have been around long enough where I told my story about where I went into a bank to cash a check and they told me I couldn't come into that interest because I didn't have enough money in the bank or I wasn't that particular client. And I said that within a year, I will be back and I will be able to come into this interest to cash a check and to use the ATM. I want to tell y'all how I did that, right? Once again, I got out my handy dandy notebook and I think I got out, hold on, y'all. Oh, I did. Hold on. Whoops. Um, my 1111 manifestation journal, right? I wasn't selling them then. I just created it for myself. And I think this is the journal that I wrote it in. I wrote, what am I going to give to the universe? I'm going to share this with you guys. I usually don't read out my journal, but I'm going to read this to y'all. Dear God. So for me, it's always God. Don't let me bore y'all now because this is good. Y'all better pay attention because it's only like 5 lines. So, dear God, today I walked into the bank and was told that I could not come into this interest because I did not have enough money. That is not the life that I want to live. You said that you will prosper me according to your riches and glory. Obviously, they don't know about your riches and glory. My mind is clear. I want to be one of those people who can walk into every interest, knowing that you have prepared the way. I want to walk through every door and find favor. And I want to have more money than I can spend to do that. And I want to teach people how to do the same. Thank you for making this happen. I wrote that 4/2 of 21 in this journal right here. 2/7 of 23, I walked into that bank with a $300,000 check from my other bank account and said, I'd like to open an account, please. I had no idea how that money was going to come or where that money was going to come from, but I didn't ask a person for the money. I asked God to provide for me the way that He said He would, the way that I believed that He would. I knew who my source was. I was with my partner at the time I tried to go into the bank and use an ATM. I was with my husband. I didn't ask my husband for $300,000. I asked God for $300,000 and some change. That same bank I walked into and opened that account is the same bank that asked me to come speak today at their Wellness Financial Women's Seminar. You see how that works? You see that full circle moment right there? If you have activated your money mindset consciousness and you're operating from a place of trusting and believing that, it's working for you, I promise. If you haven't activated your money mindset consciousness, it's not working for you. And you're finding yourself struggling with how is this going to happen? You should never ask your source for something and then turn around and say, how is this going to happen? And before you ask me if I tithed off $300,000, I did. Sure did. I gave that $30,000 like that. I had no problem doing it. We are not locked and loaded to what man says. Because the man told me I couldn't come in the business. The man told me I couldn't come in that door. He said, you can't come in this door. You ain't got enough money. I personally don't like being told what I can and cannot do because I know that with God, I can do all things, right? That's what God said, isn't it? Do y'all know the promises? Have y'all taken the course, God Promises? We're updating God's promises too, by the way. Have y'all taken that course in the Intentional Living Academy? Do you know the promises? Because you should be speaking those promises over your life every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I can't open up my affirmation book and say, okay, given it is given. It's your good pleasure to prosper me. Boom, boom, boom. Because you know why? That's what I want in my life. I want to know that I have a solid financial plan. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, let's see. Hi, Marley. Y'all got some questions? Y'all for quiet on here, but that means y'all listening. And I'm glad you're listening because I want to help you. It's no fun. And wait a minute, let me back that up. It ain't even about fun, right? It's not, there is nothing in this world that we should know that God can do for us that we are not telling somebody else that He can do. Nothing. We should be shouting it, screaming it, telling it from the mountaintop. Every time somebody says, "Oh, well, what did you do to make your money?" I knew I wanted to be prosperous. I knew who was the infinite source of abundance, and I tapped into that. I changed my mindset around lack and limitation. I don't even think about that. And if it does come up, it don't last long. I was having a conversation with a family member the other day, and they were talking about their bank account being overdrawn. And I was like, huh. Like, it just makes me so mad when my bank account's overdrawn. And the bank account being overdrawn wasn't their fault. I guess they didn't move money quick enough. I don't know. I didn't get into it because you know why? I don't have conversations about bank accounts being overdrawn because it could take me down a whole rabbit hole because I remember when I lived in overdraft. See, I'm not going to get on here and pretend with you guys that I haven't lived and had struggles and I didn't have to change my mind because that's not going to help you. If I come on here and just try to teach like everything is so perfect and it's always been so perfect and my life has been so wonderful and yours can too, that's not helping you because sometimes people will give us this vision of what is now, and you may be way back here somewhere trying to catch up. And if you never knew that I had to walk these same steps and catch up too, what you gonna be discouraged? You're gonna be like, forget it. What's the point? There are levels to it. And every level that you can change a limiting belief, it's gonna expand your life. Your mindset is your most powerful tool and ally. Your financial wealth and health is important, and you should have money. You should have money. Do you guys know that there's millionaires in the Bible? I can't even see that book either. So many millionaires in the Bible. I think that's in my book list if y'all want to get it. You should have money. You should have money, and you should tell yourself that you should have money and you deserve it and you're worthy of it. You're deserving. You deserve to make money if you own a business. You deserve to monetize your skills. You deserve to be paid massive compensation for your business. Stop selling yourself short and playing yourself by not realizing that you deserve it and you're worth it. You deserve to have everything you desire. What are some affirmations that we could say for prosperity? Child. Every video I have, I think, has affirmations in it. But I'm just gonna tell you some of my favorite ones. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I got my thing. I don't even know where it is. Let me just tell you some off the top of my head. I am a money magnet. Money always finds me. I am supported by money. Money supports me. Money desires to support me. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. It is your good pleasure to prosper me, and I'm open and allowing prosperity to come into my life. Everywhere I go, everything I do prospers. I find favor everywhere I go. My checkbook is full of money. My bank account is full of money. My purse is full of money. I love having money. I'm a person who easily and effortlessly attracts money. I'm a person who is a good money manager. I am a person who manifests money easily and effortlessly. I am deserving of prosperity. I am worthy of prosperity. I am deserving of riches. I am worthy to have every need met. All of my bills are paid on time. I give thanks for what comes in and I give thanks for what goes out. Every dime I spend comes back to me a thousandfold. Every dime I tithe comes back to me a million folds. I'm a millionaire. I love being a millionaire. It's easy for me to talk about money. It's easy for me to enjoy money. I love money. I am so thankful that God continuously blesses my life over and over and over again with abundance. Money finds me everywhere I go, and I am so thankful. You have to talk to yourself. You have to speak abundance, love, and riches in your life. And you have to know that being rich, for me, being rich wasn't, let me be flashy rich, right? That wasn't like, I'm gonna go buy this, I'm gonna go buy that, I'm gonna have the biggest house on the block, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have that, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have that. Being rich for me meant being comfortable. It meant having everything I needed, having everything my children needed, being able to provide and being provided for by the source of abundance. See, I just tell God, I'm gonna try you in this because that's what you said to do. You said, trust me, try me, and see when I open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing so big. And I would have that conversation with him all the time, especially when I was looking at this bill, and I'd be like, oh, this has to be paid, Lord. I'm open and available to abundance, however you choose to bring it, as long as no one is hurt, harm, or in danger. As long as nobody is in danger, as long as everybody is okay and healthy, I am open to you bringing me abundance however you see fit. I take my hands off of it. I have nothing to do with it. I don't control how it comes. I know that it comes through you. You are the source. People are the vehicle. I thank you for sending whoever you send, and however you send it, I thank you for the abundance. Boom. You have to get into the place where you are speaking it over your life. It should be your thought. I am abundant. I am abundant. I am abundant. I have so much money. Let's see here. I need that on a recording. Yeah, I can get into the flow. Some people call it ranting. I don't call it ranting. I call it a prosperity flow. And you know what? It's how I feel. So it's easy for me to speak it. And I want y'all to feel the same way. Uh, let's see. Um, 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 um. My small business is booming. Things are growing. My debts are paid off. Yes. So if you own a business, I want to say this because I think that this is very important. If you own a business, you have to speak prosperity in your business, even if it's a small business or you have um, a small hobby or habit that you're using to make extra income. Because you know what? It's okay to have multiple streams of income. So when I was working my job and I was starting my business, my one of my favorite affirmations was I have multiple streams of income. I have income from my employer, but my business is constantly bringing in streams of income from multiple things. And I would say that all the time. My small business is booming. It's bringing in income from multiple products, multiple things. I'm so excited about this money. And someday I might make $5, $10. I'd be like, I'm so happy about this $10, right? Speak life over your business. Speak life over your projects, even your projects at work. I'm so very thankful for this project. I was just putting up we did a newsletter today because we're having free shipping at the Woo Woo Girl. And we did a testimony where this lady said, I always burn my self-love candle and my currently manifesting candle when I am um bidding on a client. She says, and what I do is I go and I turn on your affirmation video on YouTube and I let that play while I'm getting done in the morning. And I sit down, I see myself getting the client and manifesting these clients. She goes, and they always come. So, the best thing to do with your life, well, the best thing I found, because it's my opinion and I'm telling you what works for me, is that I speak my life like I want it to be. Y'all see my mug today is the gold dust in the air mug. Do you know how many times I've said that in my life? There's gold dust in the air for me. There's gold dust in the air for me. There's gold dust falling all over me, falling all over my family, falling all over my children, falling in my life. There's gold dust in the door. I open the door of my house in the morning and I say, welcome abundance. You are welcome here. There is peace in my walls and prosperity in my palace. I do it so much that now my neighbors say, good morning, Fran, because they know what I'm doing. I go out there in my robe some mornings and I open the door and open my arms and say, I am so thankful for the abundance that's flowing into my life today, into my home, into my business. Thank you for this glorious, magical, mystical, wonderful, enchanted day, Lord. I cannot wait to see how I will receive divine compensation today. Boom. Something happens every single day. You can just say something wonderful is happening for me today. Something wonderful is happening to me today. We just finished our online mastermind group and we did prosperity, the book Prosperity, and now we're going into divine compensation. And I'm going to tell you something. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. What else y'all got? This is so fun, just being able to talk to y'all without an agenda, just chatting. I love this. I'm going to have to do this more. Do I remember how long it took for the affirmations to start manifesting physically? Okay, I'm gonna be completely and totally honest with you. The minute I believed it, it started coming true. Because we can affirm things. As a matter of fact, me and Beauty Boss was having this conversation a couple of days ago. Excuse me. Coffee. I have lion's mane coffee in my coffee and it's very strong. Anyway, um we were just having this conversation the other day about how things show up in people's lives and it kind of hits and misses and hits and misses. And what I realize is that the minute you truly believe what you're saying is the minute it shows up. I'm going to give you an example. I had to give, I remember way back in the day, I really wasn't a big tither. I know I've told you guys that. I did not believe in all that. and I didn't want to do it, but I had to tithe this particular day, I think $190 or something like that. And I had $213 in my bank account. And I remember saying, okay, Lord, so again, I'm gonna test you in this because you said we could. Like, I'm not testing you because I think I'm all that. I'm testing you because you said I could. So I'm gonna give this money. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give $200, and I'm gonna leave myself with this $13, trusting that you are going to provide. And at that point, I really needed God to show up, right? Because I had $13. So I had no choice but to believe it. I had to believe it. So I spoke all these things over my tithes that everything I give comes back to me. It comes back to me 100 fold. Everything I do is blessed and prosperous. And I did that before I tithe. I don't think that you should give anything without speaking goodness over it. You have to speak life in your seed, right? And you want to plant it in fertile soil. And so I remember hitting the button on the computer to give it, and I went on about my business. And I kept saying, God is my source. God is my source. God is my source. God is my source. I was panicking. I'm not even gonna lie, but I was saying, God is my source. God is my source. God is my source. And I remember thinking, okay, so tomorrow something wonderful has to happen because I have $13 and I got to go to work and, whatever. And I had just started doing sessions and coaching and mentoring online at that point. I didn't have an office or a staff or any of that. I was just doing it. I just started. And that night, that's when I used to sleep with my phone on by your bed, right? That night, about two something in the morning, I heard this ping, ping, ping. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? And why is my phone not on silent, right? But I remember turning over and grabbing my phone, and I looked and I had a sale for $1,500. Somebody had signed up for 3 months of coaching. And I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. I have to get out of the way. I have to trust you enough to do what you say you're going to do. So we can affirm all we want to. If we don't believe it, it's going to take a little longer for it to come to pass. If you don't believe full affirmations, like if you don't believe things like I am rich, try saying money, 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 money. If you don't believe I have so many clients, you should just say things like, what I have to offer is needed in the world. What I have to offer is needed in the world. So you have to say things that your subconscious mind registers and your conscious mind won't block, right? Because the conscious mind is the problem. The conscious mind is what is the gatekeeper, but your subconscious mind will do and manifest and multiply whatever you tell it. So if you tell it constantly, I don't have no money, I don't have no money. Thank you guys for the thumbs up too. I don't have the money, I don't have the money, I don't have the money. Then consciously, you're going to keep hearing that. And that's going to keep coming to you. But if you tell yourself, I have so much money, like I got so much. You see how I smile when I say that? Because I love it. I have so much money. Money just comes to me in so many ways, expected and unexpected. I just don't know what to do. I'm so happy. Say things that you believe and then watch how quickly it manifests for you. And if you can't say complete sentences, say words. Hope that helps you. Hi, Miss Judy. Welcome. I got your mail yesterday. Thank you. How do I feel about The Secret? I've been watching it on Prime Video. Um, I don't feel any kind of way about The Secret. I don't feel bad about The Secret. I think that The Secret has a lot of good points in it. Um, my thing with The Secret is that I personally have to believe in my higher power. I have to believe in God. And I have to believe because I choose to believe, and that's what I believe. I couldn't wrap my head around seeing the genie, right? You know how Secret tells you to see the genie, I couldn't get my head around that. I couldn't get my head around that. But I think that The Secret has a lot of really good tips. But you have to remember that The Secret only talks about the law of attraction. There are 12 universal laws, right? So The Secret only talks about the law of attraction. And I think that if you take the pieces that you need from The Secrets, like I love when they talk about the vision boards. I love when Michael Beckwith talks about there'll be a way made out of no way. I mean, I love the movie collectively, but I had to stay in the boat with what I truly believed, which is yes, we can attract anything that we want. We've been given the power to tap in and to attract and manifest. But we have to understand from what source that comes from. And I don't think that was touched on enough. So that's just me, but I think it's a great movie. Oh, thank you, Gwendolyn, for the super chat. You're so sweet. I'm glad you're here. I love you too. Let's see. What are your steps to getting into the flow, the energy of money? Oh, I love this question. So so money is an energy. Y'all know that, right? Money is an energy. So for me, what I had to do was personally a lot of mindset work. Because I grew up um in a church where money wasn't taught, right? We weren't really taught about the prospering God. We were taught about how, all the things that we're talking. I'm not gonna go all into that. But um so I what I had to do was really work on the conditioning of being worthy of what I was asking God for. For me, getting in the flow of money was understanding that I could have it and that it was okay for me to have it and that it was okay for me to ask for it, right? So I was one of those people who believed that my job was my source and that if I worked hard, I would eventually have enough money to just do some extra stuff. I didn't really have the mindset of I can have as much money as I want and do whatever I want to do. I thought that money was for everybody else. So I did a lot of mindset work. I took a lot of courses. I have a mentor, as who I still have, which is 90, she's 96 now, 97. I got a mentor. I took courses. I started reading. I started reading my Bible and I started reading the things that Jesus said in the Bible. I started asking for discernment around money. And I started doing things like going to places where rich people went. I didn't go to now. I shop at Aldi's now, so y'all don't take this the wrong way. I was shopping only at Aldi's before, but I stopped going to like all the discount stores, and I stopped going and looking for somebody to give me something or like, oh, where's the coupon or whatever. I would start going to the more elevated stores and having elevated experiences, even if I could buy one thing. Even if I had to go into, let's say, a Whole Foods, which we know is pretty pricey, and just buy a bagel for lunch, I got into the energy flow of people who had money. I started getting into groups where there were women who had money and they were talking about it and teaching about it, mastermind groups like the ones that I teach now. I started getting around money. I started going into the Louis Vuitton store. Yeah, I know I love Louis Vuitton. I started going into the Chanel store. I started going into places where I really couldn't afford the things at that time, but I wanted to just be around it and just watching the women and men shop and get their champagne and just walk out with all these bags. I started to visualize myself doing those things. I started visualizing myself being able to walk into those stores and buy whatever I wanted. I visualized myself being able to spend three and four or $500 on groceries if I needed to. I started seeing it. And then I started saying, God, I know that this is the life that you have planned for us. You don't have a life of lack planned for us. So I started doing things that moved me into that. I even started buying like really one piece of clothing that was very expensive. And as a matter of fact, I still have a suit jacket that I bought 20 years ago that 20 years ago I think it cost me, I don't know, 120. That was expensive. And the jacket still looks great. I still wear it. As a matter of fact, I wore it today. Um, so that's how I began to change my energetic frequency. I stopped having conversations with people. I stopped having conversations with people who was only talking about being broke and who was only talking about how they didn't have no money. I stopped having conversations about lack and limitations. I started doing my 21s, and in my 21s, I would say, I am so rich. That's all I would write 21 times, seven times. I'm so rich. You have to get into a flow of a different energetic vibration to attract money. It really is about you. Sorry, y'all, I have these rabbits outside my door that are, I don't know what they're doing. Um, it really is a vibrational frequency that you have that helps you to attract money. If you look at people, if you ever get to spend time around women who have money, their whole conversation is different. The whole conversation is different. A lot of the ladies that were teaching today in the financial wellness um, seminar was self-made millionaires, and they never talked about um I think that maybe one day I could be poor, so I stack up all this. They never talked about that. They talked about constantly being prosperous and understanding that prosperity is an energy and a birthright that we're given. It was so fascinating. So try those things. Even if you just go walk around the wealthiest part of your town or drive around the wealthiest part of your town, start to do that. I bet you the more you do it, the more you'll start to feel yourself rise up to that energetic frequency. I hope that helps. Okay, y'all, let's see. What else we got? Boom, boom, boom. I said the same thing about God for me. I love that. I love that. Um, mm, mm, mm. what are the? Oh, I just answered that one. Okay, y'all got anything else? Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? I really like this. Do y'all like this? Do y'all like just jumping on and talking with no real agenda? Because I have so many day-to-day experiences that I would love to share with you guys. Like just jumping on once a week and just talking about it. And I really want to give you guys an opportunity to talk about, vent, say things that you feel you need to say, and let's figure out the pathway. That's what this channel is all about. I don't know what everybody else doing, but that's what this channel is all about. This is a very very collective type thing for me. I want y'all, when y'all send me testimonies and stuff, I get so happy. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I'm glad y'all love this. Yes, yes, yes. Aw, you're welcome. That's so sweet. The time and the energy. Thank you. That, that touched my heart. Thank you so much. Fran, how do we get into the energetic vibration and in your environment is not in that frequency? Excuse me. I'm not drinking no more of this coffee, y'all. Um, sheesh. Um, So what I would say about that, Tina, is that if you find, so we can't always be in a frequency and an energy that is vibrating at a higher level. I always tell people that I love my little corner of the world because I can really just be a hermit and just stay in my little corner with my little people because it's easy, right? But unfortunately that's not life. So what I have learned to do, first of all, is I protect my energy constantly. I constantly ask for protection. I ask for protection of the white light. I ask for the protection of God. I ask for Saint Michael to protect me. Um, I wear my black tourmaline all the time. Even if you don't physically see my black tourmaline around my neck, you better know that I have black tourmaline somewhere. It's probably in my bra. I have black tourmaline on. Um, I also send out love and light in situations that I know are not really productive to what I'm trying to do. Um, I've had to do that in situations like recently I was in Atlanta. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but you should. If you don't, you should go over there and follow me. And I was talking about how I see clients at this beautiful hotel called the Whitley. I love the Whitley. But I remember walking into the Whitley and not being able to even stay there, let alone eat there. Like, yeah. Anyway, um, and I did this group intensive with there was three different women, and they had hired me to come to Atlanta to do a 3-day intensive around money mindset and masterminding and things they were trying to put in place. And so we were together for 8 hours a day for 3 days, and we had lunch together. And one of the ladies was so negative. And I'm saying this, and I'm sure she watches the channel, but at the end of when we were done, she knew it. She said it. But anyway, it was very hard to stay on a level of higher frequency because everything she rebutted everything, no matter what. Even if one of her other friends who had come to this event with her said it, she still just had something negative to say. And what I found myself doing was sending her lots of light and love silently, right? Like I was like, I see you, I bless you, I send you love, I send you light. When we were done, she acknowledged the fact that she felt the shift within her, something I couldn't do. That's only something spirit could do. Of course, I wasn't doing any hands-on healing. Um, but she said, my negative space comes from so many negative experiences, and I've tried so many things. I'm so thankful that you were able to help break down that wall. And I never even said to her, "You're so negative." So sometimes we live in the world and we are of the world because we're physical. You just have to make sure that you are protecting your house. This protecting your house. This is your house. Make sure you're protecting your house. Surround yourself in the white light. Surround yourself in the gold light. If you are in environments that are lower vibrational, make sure that you have your crystals on, crystals placed. Make sure that you're taking your spiritual baths. Do things to make sure that you are protecting your energy in your space. That's the only thing that you can do because we cannot change everybody because some people don't want to change. They're not willing to change. And if they're not willing to change, there's nothing that we can do about it. You just have to send them love and light. So, all right, y'all. I actually have a client, so I'm going to go. But we'll do this again soon. This is a good, I like this. I like this a lot. I like Sunday service too. I hope I see y'all on Sunday service, 12:30 Central Standard Time. But I like this too. I like talking to you guys. This is fun. All right. I'll talk to y'all soon. I hope y'all have a really good rest of your day and week. Bye for now. Love y'all.